Parkinson's law of triviality. Cyril Parkinson, a British professor, wrote an article which I've linked in the description if you want to read. He made the case that stuff expands to fill the space around it. So you have a deadline and a project that's due to be completed in 3 weeks. Guess what? It gets completed in 3 weeks. If the project had a deadline of 2 weeks, surprise, surprise, it's completed in 2 weeks. So you would assume that the 3-week project would be of a higher quality than the 2-week project. But strangely enough, this does not seem to be the case. Parkinson's law suggests that things will expand to fill the space around them. Parkinson used the example of a lady who had the task of sending a postcard while she was on holiday. Normally this would be a task that might take her 5 minutes, but on this occasion she has much more free time to do this task. The task expands to fill that time. She took an hour to find the postcard, another hunting for spectacles, half an hour in search of the address, and an hour and a quarter composing her postcard. Eventually, she collapses in exhaustion and anxiety over the toil of posting a postcard, which should have just taken her 5 minutes. What's going on here? The task is expanding to the time round about it. This is Parkinson's law of triviality. I began to wonder, maybe this law doesn't just apply to tasks, but also to things? When we moved house from a bigger house to a smaller one, I was surprised to see how much stuff we had allowed to fill the available space. A lot of stuff had to go, as it would not have been possible to move through the house if all that stuff had come with us. I was as guilty as my wife, no doubt, but she did have a lot of jackets. I counted them. There was 50 of them. And I'm not trying to shame my wife, I'm just trying to show how stuff expands to fill the space that you allow it to. Because I know lots of people who live in big houses, but they don't have lots of stuff in those houses because they don't allow there to be lots of stuff in those houses. A more down-to-earth example, and one that might get me in less trouble, is carrots. If you want to grow big carrots, then you need to make sure that the soil around about them is soft and loose and not compacted. This allows them to grow bigger and expand more. It seems then that the place to look for a solution might be in how much space we allow things to have. As empowering as it is to know how things work, what we need are some strategies to help us not to procrastinate.